You know, Harlan likes Nutella. Now I want to find out what David's favorite snack food is. How are you?
I am fantastic.
So we're talking about food because you're doing a food segment for us today that we're going to toss to. But what do you like? What's your little snicky snack that you like?
I like a good homemade granola.
Really?
Nutty, some almonds, hazelnuts, things like that, raisins, cranberries.
Lovely. A little coconut? Maybe
Yeah,
coconut?
why not?
Oh, I like coconut.
Some dark chocolate. We can do that.
Sounds delish. You were recently visiting family. And did they make you any homemade things that you like to taste there?
I would say no.
Okay.
No, they didn't.
They didn't cook for you?
No, we went out to eat.
You make reservations?
Yeah, we made reservations.
Okay.
We celebrated the occasion. No home cooking. We left that for our segment.
Lovely. So where did you go? Where were you?
Well, the West Coast, trip started in Portland, Oregon. I was there for the Interior Design Society, where I emceed a Swatch event, which actually started here on the East Coast with
Yes,
the Long
it
Island
did.
chapter. And it's been very successful. And lo and behold, I met the president of the IDS chapter at the conference in Savannah, Georgia. One thing led to another. They called me up. We want you. We want you for the Interior Design Society out in Portland. So I hopped on a plane, and it was a very successful event, if I had to say so myself.
Yes, so East Coast, West Coast, so then you're on that side.
Yes.
And then we talked about it, we collaborated, and we created an opportunity for a friend of yours.
Yes, my friend Maryann Mink, who is a private chef. She prides herself in doing pure, organic, healthy cooking for her clients. And I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to capitalize on her momentum right now in the cooking world and my momentum with the Donna Drake Show.
Okay, and you know what, David? Let's take a look.
Hi, David Santiago here for Donna Drake on the West Coast. And today I get to share one of my dearest friends, private chef and mother of two from Laguna Beach. And we're gonna share her aesthetic, her philosophy, and her easy way to good, healthy cooking. For all of you moms that are on the go with your kids at swim meets, soccer practice, and you have an hour and a half to go to share, why not get together, toast each other for a powwow meeting, and then go home and celebrate family. But before you get to that point, later on, I'm going to share with you a quick little tablescape to celebrate this moment. I want to welcome a very dear friend, special friend, private chef from Laguna Beach, my lovely Maryann Mink.
Nice to see you, David. I'm so glad to be here.
I am so glad you're here, and I am so glad that you're going to share what you do best and how you do it.
Okay, so as a private chef, you kind of have to do everything.
Sure.
Anything that the client requires or craves that night. I like to make food that is nutrient dense and seasonal. So you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck as far as feeding your food. You may as well be putting something good into your body,
Absolutely.
right? So today we're going to make a curried carrot soup, and it's got a cauliflower base, and instead of a cream, we're doing a twist. We're going to use coconut milk, which brings in even more nutrients and really good satiating quality with the fat from the coconut milk.
Absolutely.
And omegas. We got to get brain food in there because we got to be on for our kids and our husbands when they get home from work. So what I've done is I've rough chopped a sweet onion, which is more flavor and more vitamin C than an average onion. So I rough chopped a sweet onion, some cauliflower, and a few spring carrots. I always buy carrots in a bunch with the greens on because they've got more nutrients. They came straight out of the ground. You keep the greens on until the very last minute, and then give your greens to your chickens or your bunnies, whoever you have in your backyard. Anyway, you've got those three things in here. You're going to, I'm going to put this right over here, excuse me. You're going to use avocado oil because it's got a higher smoke point than olive oil, and it also has more nutrient dense values in there. You're going to saute all the vegetables until they get just a little aromatic. You'll start smelling them in the kitchen. At that point, you want to add, I have curry, cumin, and turmeric. So turmeric is very strong. You want to use a teaspoon of it, but it is very anti-inflammatory too, so it's going to be great being absorbed through that soup into your bloodstream. Then curry powder, any good curry powder is great, and some ground cumin. And I know some people, cumin is very polarizing. People either love it or hate it. I personally love it. So I always go heavy on the cumin. Then we do salt to taste. And again, I love salt as well. I love seasoning and flavor, so I go a little heavy on the salt in a good way. It's not like you're gonna get salted, or over salted over it. So we're gonna put the seasons in. Then once we have the seasonings, we're going to cover the vegetables with just water from the tap, which is totally fine. You're gonna, just until it's covered, then we're gonna put it on the stove and cover it on a low heat for about an hour until the vegetables are fork tender and they'll puree easily.
So we should do this preparation the night before we entertain for that quick half hour or so.
Absolutely. Or you could even do it in the morning when you're like home from drop off and getting ready for work. You can let that happen. Or even early in the morning when you get up and have your coffee before the kids wake up, you can start the soup.
So preparation is key.
Absolutely. Planning ahead. And then you can keep it in the refrigerator. It's better the next day. You could have it cold if it's hot outside. It's a very versatile snack.
I love a cold soup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially on a hot, warm day.
Totally. So you're going to cook this for about 45 minutes to an hour until they're fork tender, and then you're going to blend it with an immersion blender until it's smooth. And at that point, you're going to check it for seasoning. It might need more salt because all that liquid eats up all the seasoning. After the seasoning, you'll add the coconut milk, a whole can of coconut milk. Then you'll do the immersion blender again, and at that point it's going to be the most creamy, velvety, delicious soup you've ever had, and it's super satiating. You'll stay full and sharp for your friends and family.
So the portion that you're talking about, how many servings can we expect to?
Oh, you'll get a good solid 10 portions out of it, so you can save it for a couple days. You can send it in your kids' lunches or your husband's lunch, however you do your lunches, or you can have it yourself. But it'll keep too. So you'll feed.
I love that.
Yeah, you'll feed like a big dinner, or your ladies over for your snack in the afternoon.
Fantastic. Beautiful Southern California is having a movement right now with avocado toast, not to mention on the East Coast nationwide. What are you doing differently with avocado toast, Maryann?
Well, I like to make my avocado toast gluten-free, and I like to throw some of those charred tomatoes right on top of the avocados so that you have like a whole flavor moment.
I love that. Talking about flavor, I smell something cooking in the oven.
We've got some toast toasting right now.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah. So I have my gluten-free baguette that I've sliced and drizzled with avocado oil. I sprinkled it with salt, and it's toasted up nicely. So I'm going to take one of these pieces of toast, or two, and we're going to spread some avocado on this toast and throw some of those tomatoes on there.
I love it.
Yeah. Just spread it on there.
Another great way to complement great cooking with great friends is great tableware. Don't be afraid to mix it up. I have a triple threat here with a bird motif, a solid dinner plate, and an organic charger. And to complement it, I have a linen napkin with crimson trim and magnolia. So why hesitate? Where are my friends? Where's Maryann? Where's Chris? Where are you girls? Hi. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So here's the soup of the day, and we want to thank you so much for joining me for East Coast on the West Coast.
Absolutely. Cheers.
And cheers, and thank you.
Guys, you're welcome.
Thank you, girls.
Okay. You're our interior design correspondent.
Yes, I am.
Very heavy on the cooking, but it looks totally delicious. Let's talk about the tablescape, because it kind of got not enough love, in my opinion.
Well, we gave it the love we could. We started out with this whole idea about a tablescape event with cooking and a premise behind the cooking. And, Maryann is so talented, and we just kind of went with the momentum of that day. And, pro cooking, pro moms,
yes,
pro health, and we gave a little segue to the art of the table, so to speak, but we can stay tuned. There's certainly going to be more tablescaping for us to, enjoy.
Lovely.
If I have my way or two.
My daughter Elise this year told me I made all the holidays special, and that's because it wasn't just about the holidays or the food, but it's the way that I made the table. So now every year, it's like I'm upping my game a little bit more. Whether it's Easter, Thanksgiving, whether it's Christmas. So it's like I'm creating a spectacular. So maybe I'll try to bring in a picture or two of my home tablescapes, and then you could say, okay, Drake, you did well in this. You did that.
Absolutely.
That's so good on that.
And you know, one of the things I tried to say in the segment is it doesn't have to be a holiday.
Okay.
It could be every day or on the weekends. Just take 5 minutes to curate the table to just make it special. Even when the kids come home, you know, give them something to look at, something to, you know, embrace along with the, you know, the love of cooking.
Speaking of something to embrace, today you walked in and we have our step and repeat outside with a red carpet, and
Yes.
you were like, so I see you getting on the phone, and what did you do? You ordered us what?
You know, as much as I love you,
Yes.
I amped it up even more. I said we need to elevate Donna and put her on a true red carpet. So we called Paycar Rugs, who generously donated and sponsored these beautiful area rugs, and they're coming through, and we're going to give you a magic carpet.
Cannot wait. And then let's go see Aladdin. You want to go see Aladdin with
I
me?
would
Have
love
you seen
to see
it yet?
Aladdin. Yeah.
I haven't
Can we
seen
hold
it yet.
hands?
Yes, we can hold hands and have
Okay.
popcorn or some homemade granola.
Wine.
There you go.
Wine and a magic carpet and Donna. I'm set.
David Santiago, stay tuned for more. We've got another great guest coming up next.